are not an arrogant people. And believe me, arrogance is a deadly quality. If you have arrogance inside yourself, you are going to make a million mistakes. And when you make those mistakes, you will not have the courage to say sorry. You will not have the courage to do a self-examination. You will not have the courage to say sorry. You will not have the courage to make amends. Because my teacher once told me that there are two kinds of ignorance. One is simple ignorance and the other is compound ignorance. Simple ignorance is when you don't know something, but you are willing to learn because you are not arrogant. And the other is compound ignorance. Compound ignorance is when you are ignorant and you are also arrogant. When you are ignorant and also arrogant, then you will not learn anything from anybody, and you will not say sorry, and you will not make amends. So you will stay stuck wherever you are, and you will not make progress. I have only very little time left, so I just want to tell you that you need to respect your parents. The respect of parents is very, very important, and being kind to parents is very, very important. Please read Surah Bani Israel, verses 23 and 24, which is about the rights of parents. There are 6 rights of parents, and you must know the 6 rights of parents, and you must read these verses again and again and again. In fact, type them out and make a printout, a big printout with big fonts, and hang it up somewhere in your bedroom or in your lounge, and even color it to make it attractive and frame it or mount it, so that you always remember the rights of the parents, that you have to respect them and respect them and respect them and be kind to them and be kind to them. It is true that Allah has not said anywhere in the Holy Quran that we have to obey our parents, but if they're asking you to do the right thing, you should obey the parents. There is a verse of the Holy Quran, Surah Maida, verse number 2. It says, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. And you must cooperate in acts of goodness and acts of piety. You must cooperate in acts of goodness and acts of piety. And you must not cooperate in acts of zulm and acts of guna. You must not cooperate in acts of zulm and acts of guna. So, if your parents ask you to read namaz, it's an act of piety. Reading salat, reading namaz is an act of piety. You should do it. If your parents ask you to help with the housework, it is an act of piety. You should do it. If your parents ask you to attend to your studies, it is an act of piety. Acquiring knowledge is an act of piety. So you should do it. And they're paying your fees for the school and college, so you should do it. But if your parents ask you to not speak to your relatives, to not say assalamu alaikum to your khala or your mamu, to your aunts or your uncles, then that is not an act of piety. It is a zulm, it is a guna. So you should not be rude with them. You should be very, very polite to them, because you are not allowed to be rude to your parents. So you should be polite to them, but you should explain to them that kindness to relatives is a must. Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said, and this is a muttafiqa hadith. Both Shias and Sunnis believe in this hadith. This hadith is written in Ayatullah Dastaghab's book, Gunahane Kabira, and it is also present in Dr. Farhat Hashmi's audio cassette. And Dr. Farhat Hashmi is Ahl Sunnah, Ayatullah Dastagab is Ahl Tashih. So this means that this is a muttafiqa hadith. La yadkhulul jannata qati'ur raham. La yadkhulul jannata qati'ur raham. That a person who is mean with relatives, who is nasty with relatives, will not enter Jannat. Hazrat Imam Jafar Sadiq al-Islam has said that there are 3 kinds of qatarihim. Qatarihim is the next big sin after shirk. Shirk is the biggest big sin, and then there is qatarihim. And Imam Jafar Sadiq al-Islam, the 6th Imam, has said that there are 3 kinds of qatarihim. Number 1, boycott with relatives, when we do not speak to relatives. Number 2, when we are nasty with relatives, when we are mean to relatives, when we hurt their feelings. And number 3, when we are not good to them. We are not good to them. We are not kind to them. We don't visit them. We don't say assalamu alaikum. We don't talk to them. We don't visit them. We don't give gifts to them. They come to our house. We do not feed them. We are not hospitable to them. So please be careful. And I want to give you some good news. When we will be walking on the bridge of Sirat, when we will be walking on the bridge of Sirat, on the day of judgment, Pule Sirat, which I am translating as the bridge of Sirat, then on the one side of the bridge of Sirat will be Sila Rahmi, that is kindness to relatives, and on the other side of Pule Sirat will be keeping trust, taking good care of trust, that is amanatari. So those of us who have been kind to relatives and those of us who have taken care of the trust, they will be able to easily cross the pool of Sirat and will go to Jannah. And they will not fall in the fire of hell. The last thing I want to tell you is that the Holy Prophet ﷺ has said that if you do 3 things, then I give you guarantee of 3 things. The Holy Prophet ﷺ has said that if you do 3 things, then I will give you guarantee of 3 things. If you are kind to your parents, if you are kind to your parents, and if you are kind to your relatives, and if you give sadaqah khairat in the way of Allah, then I guarantee you 3 things. One is long life. And the second is rizq, that is health, that is prosperity. And the third is respect in this world. Of course, you will get respect in the hereafter also, you will get respect in the next world also, but you will get a lot of respect in this world also. And believe me, I have tried my level best to act according to this hadith, and Allah has granted me these blessings. So I testify that even though Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not need a testimony from me, because I am a gunagar and he is a sadiq and ameen. Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is a sadiq and he is an ameen, so he does not need a testimony from me. But I, as a gunagar, mu'min and a believer, have tried to act on this hadith, and Allah has blessed me with these things. And I invite you to act on the Holy Quran. Please read the English translation of the Holy Quran. In all your homes, there is need to be an Urdu translation and an English translation of the Holy Quran, an Urdu translation for the older people, and an English translation for the younger people. And please study a hadith of the Holy Quran, a hadith of the innocent imams also. And I think you must buy the books of the Jamia Talimat Islami. I hope that they have published these books in English language also. Last of all, I wish you the best, and I pray for your health, for your high marks in your examinations, for your prosperity. And I pray that you will be kind to your parents, kind to your relatives. And I pray that you also pray for Pakistan, that there should be peace and prosperity in Pakistan. Shukriya. Wassalamu alaikum.